Cold stone walls echoed with silence as a suited man knelt behind iron bars, hiding fear while fate watched closely today. A small barefoot girl stood outside the gate, patched dress fluttering, eyes steady, as if she knew secrets of tomorrow ahead. Guards whispered lies about crimes and riches, yet the child's calm stare made the hardened men uneasy inside tonight alone. The prisoner wiped tears with shaking hands, his luxury past crumbling as a ticking watch lay forgotten nearby there alone. He was called a monster by papers, a king by markets, but fate had caged him for one dark hour that changed everything forever. The girl broke the hush softly, telling him not to cry, promising her mother would come to save him soon tonight, alone. Her words struck deeper than verdicts, stirring rumors of power, sacrifice, and mercy, yet unseen by all present tonight. Chains seemed lighter, shadows leaned closer, as destiny paused, listening to a child's vow spoken bravely tonight, alone. Somewhere beyond the walls, a woman moved with purpose, unaware her name had been whispered inside by a child tonight, alone. The millionaire's knees trembled, pride dissolving, as hope dared to return through rusted bars in silence tonight alone. No one knew why the child believed so fiercely, or why fear began obeying her gentle voice in that moment tonight, alone. Part 1 ends with a promise trembling in air, as iron gates and hearts waited for dawn to reveal the truth tonight, alone. Morning light crept across the prison floor, tracing scars of old regrets as the man waited, breathing hope like fragile glass. The girl returned at dawn, crumbs of bread in her palm, walking past guards who strangely stepped aside without a word. She sat near the bars, humming softly, as if calming storms only she could sense, growing beyond the walls outside. The prisoner watched her small hands, so steady, wondering how innocence learned courage in a world this cruel so early. He asked about her mother, voice breaking, and the child smiled, saying, "Power hides where hearts choose truth always." Each syllable felt rehearsed by destiny, not by age, sending chills through corridors thick with doubt and judgment. Guards exchanged glances, uneasy, as clocks slowed, and rumors of a visitor spread like fire beneath wet stone. The man clutched his watch again, realizing time once obeyed him, yet now bowed to a child's calm faith. Outside the gate, distant footsteps echoed, neither hurried nor afraid, carrying weight that bent the air itself. The girl stood, eyes fixed ahead, whispering that her mother was close, closer than fear wanted to admit. Iron bars seemed thinner, shadows shorter, as something unseen pressed forward to rewrite a condemned fate. Part 2 ends as footsteps stop at the gate, and every soul inside holds breath, sensing the story turning. The gate creaked open slowly, revealing a woman cloaked in calm authority, her presence silencing whispers before words could form. She met the prisoner's eyes without fear, as if knowing every sin, every truth the world had twisted against him. The girl ran to her side, gripping her hand tightly, repeating the promise that echoed through stone and shaken hearts. Guards froze in place, unsure why their bodies refused command as the woman stepped closer to the iron bars. Her voice was soft, yet unbreakable, asking who judged a man without hearing the story buried beneath headlines. The millionaire felt exposed, not by shame, but by recognition, as if she saw the boy he once was. Chains rattled lightly though untouched, reacting as if metal itself sensed a shift in fate's direction. The woman spoke of evidence lost, of truth buried, of power that feeds on silence and forgotten names. Each word peeled layers from the lies that built this prison, unsettling those who thrived on his downfall. The child watched quietly, eyes glowing, knowing this moment was only the beginning of the storm ahead. Somewhere above, bells rang unexpectedly, marking an hour no record would explain or dare ignore. Part 3 ends as the woman demands the warden arrive, and fear quietly changes sides behind the walls. The warden arrived pale and hurried, confidence drained, as the woman laid documents that shook years of hidden corruption. Guards leaned closer, reading truths they once ignored, realizing obedience had chained them too inside this stone maze. The prisoner stood slowly, breath caught, as names, dates, and signatures exposed a plot designed to erase him quietly. The woman's calm never broke, her strength rooted in justice, not revenge, as fear shifted toward guilty hearts. Outside the cell, whispers turned to gasps, and power structures cracked beneath undeniable proof finally revealed. The girl watched silently, knowing storms must roar before skies clear, her small hand squeezing her mother's tight. The warden's voice trembled as orders reversed, keys shaking, pride collapsing under the weight of truth exposed. Iron bars unlocked with a sound like thunder, echoing across halls that once celebrated his fall loudly. The millionaire stepped forward, tears returning, not of loss, but relief, earned through someone else's courage. He looked at the child, realizing faith had reached him before justice ever dared to arrive. The woman warned them all, truth buried always returns, and today it chose a child's voice. Part 4 ends as chains fall away, but danger lurks, for enemies never forgive exposure easily. Freedom felt fragile as the gates opened wider, sunlight burning eyes unused to hope after endless nights of despair. The millionaire stepped outside slowly, sensing invisible threats, still breathing beyond cheering guards and forced smiles. The woman tightened her grip on her daughter's hand, knowing truth saves lives, but also awakens dangerous enemies. Crowds gathered fast, cameras flashing, yet shadows moved quicker where justice rarely looks directly at faces. A black car idled nearby, engine humming low, carrying intentions darker than prison walls ever were. The girl paused suddenly, her smile fading, whispering that bad men do not cry, they wait patiently. The man followed her gaze, heart sinking as instincts sharpened from years of surviving silent wars. The woman signaled calm, but her eyes calculated exits, distances, and the cost of every second wasted. A guard shouted too late, realizing orders had changed, but loyalties had not fully shifted yet. The air thickened with tension, freedom trembling, as danger prepared to reclaim what it lost today. The millionaire understood then, prison was safer than the world that feared his return alive. Part 5 ends as the black car door opens and the child steps forward without fear. The child raised her hand calmly, stopping the armed men as if danger itself respected her fearless silence. The black car froze in place, doors half open, confusion rippling through men trained to obey shadows. The woman stepped beside her daughter, voice low yet commanding, warning that this moment would be remembered forever. The millionaire felt his past collide with present, realizing power, once abused, now demanded protection instead. A phone rang sharply, breaking tension as orders reversed from higher forces, watching unseen events unfold. The armed men hesitated, fear outweighing payment, sensing lines had shifted beyond their control tonight. Sirens echoed distantly, not rushing, but certain, carrying authority that no bribe could delay now. The girl looked back once, smiling softly, as if danger had already lost the battle inside her heart. The woman met the men's eyes, promising justice hunts patiently, and today it had learned their names. Sweat traced guilty faces as weapons lowered, ambition dissolving under inevitable exposure ahead. The millionaire exhaled deeply. Understanding survival had chosen innocence as its shield today. Part 6 ends as the car retreats slowly, leaving silence heavier than gunfire behind them. Sunlight finally felt real as the gates closed behind them, prison shrinking into memory, while destiny rewrote their names. The millionaire knelt before the child, tears free now, knowing wealth never bought the miracle standing before him. He thanked the mother quietly, understanding true power protects the weak and demands truth at any cost. News spread fast, exposing networks of lies, turning kings into fugitives and silencing shadows forever. The woman walked away unchanged, strength never loud, her purpose fulfilled without applause or reward. The girl skipped ahead, smiling softly, knowing saving hearts mattered more than saving men alone. The man vowed his fortune would rebuild lives broken by injustice, not monuments to his pride. Crowds watched in awe, unaware history had shifted because a child refused to fear evil. Justice arrived late, but mercy arrived first, carried by innocence untrained in hatred. The world moved on, but one soul was reborn, guided by a promise spoken through iron bars. The child looked back once, whispering that crying ends when truth finally walks free. The story ends where hope begins, proving salvation sometimes speaks in a small, brave voice. True power is not wealth or weapons, but the courage to stand for truth when fear controls everyone else. Sometimes salvation comes through innocence, because pure hearts see justice before the world dares to act. True power is born when courage defends truth in silence, even while fear commands crowds and injustice feels unstoppable. Innocence often becomes destiny's sharpest weapon, breaking chains that time, money, and laws fail to shatter. Never doubt a gentle voice, because when it speaks with faith, even the darkest forces learn to step back.